Hello friends, I am Venkat. I have secured my selection in the Civil Services examination held in the year 2011.
Congratulations, Venkat. Tell your views on changing nature of civil services in recent years.
I think from the last 3-4 years there have been a continuous change in the pattern of the Civil Services examination in the prelims as well as in the mains examination. And now the UPSC is demanding the students not only to memorize facts of standard books, but also implying the knowledge is also very important, and analytical and question based on personal views are also asked and they are laid emphasis on.
How you took this changing nature of civil services in positive spirit?
So, I think if the nature of the examination is changing, it gives a chance to the new aspirants, and I took this opportunity that if the pattern is changing, then there will be an equal opportunity for the new aspirants as well as the repeaters. So I took it in this way, and I thought that there is an equal chance, no matter if one is preparing for 2 years or 3 years or if it's the first attempt.
As a civil servant, how you think that you can contribute well in the administration?
So I think one needs a personality and a mindset of an administrator to contribute to the nation. And if one is sympathizing and empathizing with the problems of the country, I think each and every individual in their own capacity can contribute in the nation building, and not only administrator, but as administrator you can contribute in a better way, and your actions and decisions will be implemented through a mechanism which is institutional, which is very important, especially for the rural areas.
For your preparation, you joined coaching center. What should be the basis of choosing a coaching center?
I think the foremost basis for choosing an institution would be the medium in which you are appearing should be the same as the medium as provided, because there is a lot of mixing up in institutions like Hindi and English. They are parallel batches, and that is very lethal for the aspirants. Secondly, the mentor should be knowledgeable, no doubt, but also experienced and well versed with the pattern and the nature of the UPSC. And thirdly, the results which the institute is providing. I think these three should be the pillars of your decision.
How did you meet Santosh sir?
I met him when I was in graduation, and I think I was fortunate enough to start early on. And when I met him, I got an inspiration and a zeal that I can start on early on and I can achieve it in the very first attempt itself. And rest is up to Almighty. I think things have worked on a positive note after that.
Venkat, how important are the group studies?
I think group studies should not be taken as group studies. They should be taken as a plethora of views, where you exchange views, where people are there to listen to you, people are there to criticize you, people are there to cross-question you. And one should take it in this respect, as it is a well-known saying that ocean is below all. It is open to all, and that's why they are great.
In last 2-3 years, the preparation of GS is now changing. So, how you prepared for the general studies?
First of all, general studies will sound general, but it is not general at all. One needs to know all the components of the general studies, namely political science, history, geography, science and technology, geography, and environment can also be integrated with geography, and the current events. Along with these analytical views on the problems and prospects of the politics of inside the country and India's relation with the world. I think these things should be taken care of very thoroughly. And for these, I think the newspaper are the basic material, which will be the basic source of the question paper setters also. And surfing through government sites is also a very good option for the new age. I think internet can provide a very wide purview of knowledge.
How you develop this habit of analyzing the things and developing your opinion? It's a neutral opinion which are nowadays expected in civil services.
I think that views should not be and cannot be always neutral. One has to take decision, and I think that will take you out from the crowd. Because when you take decision and you stand by it, then only you can be said as a leader and an administrator. I developed this habit as I met Santosh sir. His way of teaching and things which revolved around me made me think that if you want to stand out in crowd, then you will have to be different. And with the different approach, you can, I think, develop an analytical view and a very established and a very basic view also. It's not required that you know everything under the sun and you can tell everything, but if you analyze things and if you know the pros and cons, I think it's easy for an educated person to take decisions.
Could you suggest some standard references and to the aspirants?
As it is a well-known fact that NCERTs are very basic books and they should be studied as a thorough books, and the NCERTs which were published prior to 2006 are also very important. Along with that, I think for modern India, Bipin Chandra book can also be referred. And for polity, I referred Indian Polity by M. Lakshmikant. And for economics, I read in parts, not fully, Mishra and Puri, and also edited version of Uma Kapila, which was very basic and very important for the understanding of economics. And I think newspapers should be thorough with on everyday basis. I think I referred Hindu, and Indian Express is also a very good newspaper.
How far is it important to make notes?
I think making notes is a very efficient way of reducing the time when you revise. And one thing I realized during my preparation is that don't prepare for the examination. Prepare for one day before the examination. So in order to do that, you will make notes and you will make it point wise or chart wise or tree wise, any way you feel like. And then you should be revised and well versed with the subject one day before the examination so that you are not in a state. And let me assure you that if you do that, your examination will go with very cool mind and it will be more efficient. And learning the art of making note is also important, because sometimes what happens that one tends to write which is not important also. In this way, role of a mentor, a guide, any senior who has seen things becomes a bit important.
What is the role of mentor in preparation?
I think at every stage that one seeks to succeed in something, there is a wisdom which is needed by the aspirants or anything. Like Sachin Tendulkar needed Mr. Ramakant Achrekar. In that way, every great person will have some guru, some mentor, some guide. And I think one should also be well versed to extract from the mentor, because there are many people who will be seeking guidance from a single person. And one should know that what to do and what not to do and how much to do. I think that knowledge comes from experience, and from that thing I think the role of mentor, or you can call a guru, becomes very important.
Is the preparation integrated or segregated?
I think people might say that first you prepare for prelims, you get through prelims, then you prepare for mains, then at the last come interviews. But I think, and all my colleagues who've qualified and I have interacted with them, that they all have done one thing in common, is that they've integrated the process of their preparation from the starting. And this integrated process is something which will never go waste, and in whatever one do. It's not only that for the civil services preparation only, even if you are out of this examination and you do your respective professional fields, an integrated approach is needed everywhere, because one knowledge, one kind of thing which you know can be used in 1,000 ways, and that is the way the integrated preparation is done. And because personality cannot be developed in 1 day or 1 month or 2 months, it has to be into the soul and blood veins of an individual, and that way the integrated preparation is very, very important.
How was your interview, Vicky?
I think interview is a misnomer. But people say that people go into the room and they ask you a set of questions and you answer them and you come out and you get through. It is more of a personality test, and it's written on the website also, interview/personality test. So it's not a mere question answer session. It is a personality test, and I think in simpler words one can say a meaningful conversation with elders, like one has with the elders in the family, and there is a meaningful conversation. And the question which I was asked was mainly on my biodata and my education and the home background, but it changes its course in such quick way that you're not able to realize that it is going from where to where. So then again the integrated preparation will come in handy, facing 5 very, very learned men of the country who are judging you and scrutinizing you, and they will decide that are you fit for that job or not. So I think this interview should be taken as personality test, and again this integrated preparation should be the keystone for this.
Anything you would like to say to the new aspirants?
Aspirants, I think, should never leave their aspirations for one, and I think one should always be inspired by anything and everything they do in life, because this inspiration and these aspirations give us that energy which has no source and no exit. If you take it within yourself, you can do wonders.
A number of aspirants, they pack up themselves in the room, but you was not among them. So you was looking at different events in the world, and then also you got success. So what is the difference between packing in the room and
see, one has their own style. I can't just sit in a room and be isolated and do my preparation. Knowing things, debating on things, getting into the basic of things is what I always did, and fortunately that worked for me. I think that memorizing things is not the only thing in this examination or even in life. If you get to the root of things, you will realize that things are not as simple as you think. For example, people can ask you that what is the problem of Naxalism in India, and one will easily say that they are separatist movement and they should be done this and they should be done that. But for once, just realize that you are sitting at your home and you don't get to get out after 7 o'clock in the evening. Then what will be your mental status, and then decide that what should be the action. So this approach is something which is sympathizing, empathizing, which will also come in handy when you are in the field also, because getting secured in the job is not the only thing. You must perform well also after going into the job, that way. And for the last thing, I would like to say to the aspirants that people say that a pessimist view and optimistic view, that the glass is half full and half empty. I would just like to say that the seat full always, and say that I have made it half and I will complete it. So whatever task you do, you just complete it, and no matter, there will be hurdles, there will be obstructions, but once you decided that you got to do it, I think the Almighty will always be there with you. All the best and good luck.
Thank you, Vicky, and best of luck for your future journey into the services.
Thank you so much. Bye.